Good morning. Mic check, mic check.
Order filled.
Okie dokie. Good morning, Tony. PJ, good morning. Cyclonics here, good morning. And Brett's here, good morning. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Hope everybody's doing well today. And let's see what market's going to do. Last night, I kind of opened my chart up for just a minute. I'm looking at some things here, and I drew these white lines on the 4-hour bottom support and top resistance, and we blew through that just about a half hour ago. So, on my top-down analysis, we were a little bit late on this entry here because we didn't trade the market open. Market opened and price started going up. We would have got a signal about 25-30 minutes ago. Right here. There's some weak support here. Another weak support here. And it's a little bit stronger clear up here. I'm just going to trade MES today. Watch this for a bit. I didn't see anything I liked on gold. Gold actually looks like it might sink pretty good, but it's been pretty fickle. Yeah, I hate this stuff. This is why I don't trade market open, guys. This is terrible. 10 minutes and you goes from 31 to 30.22 in 10 minutes. It's a pretty good candle size right there. So I got a small scalp, and then I got two pretty good swings on MES right now. We're a little late on our signal, but we're there. Good morning, Todd. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Took me some time to get it dialed in. I'm not going to lie. This is a little bit of a challenge. I had to do some research and some studying and get some people to help me. My son helped me a ton. He's a Twitch streamer. He's got it all figured out. That helped quite a bit. I'm glad. I want it to be quality. I want the stream to be quality. I want you to be able to see what we're talking about and hear what we're talking about. So that's good. So Friday was kind of crazy. We didn't really have that good a stream. Not that good of entries on anything. Price was just kind of all over the place. And I ended up trading power hour, and I ended up breaking even. I was clear down to like 55, I was right at the beginning. I think I was at 50,000 straight up. So, yeah, had a pretty good power hour. I rarely trade power hour. That's kind of why I did it. I didn't have much going on right then, and I thought, let's trade power hour. And I had two entries that it was like a perfect trade. I just entered, and I was out like in 5 minutes, and made up all my loss from all morning. It was kind of cool. It was cool. So yeah, we're just looking for slow and steady gains. I've got my trade of 8 risk settings set, so we're just going to find the best entries we can, and see if we can tag that daily profit trigger, and then hopefully this week we'll hit our goal and get funded with my funded futures. That would be great. That would be great. Start thinking about stacking accounts. Stream health looks excellent today. Looks like I'm streaming 1080p. Looks really clean. Looks really good. Sounds really good from what I can say, from what I can hear. I think you're right, Todd. I think it sounds good. I think we got it set up pretty good. So, yeah, great. So, yeah, let's see. Let's start with our top-down analysis. 1 hour chart here. 4 hour chart. I went to this last night. I just opened my charts briefly, and I kind of looked at the weekly range, and this was the low, and this was the high. We tagged the high twice, and then didn't quite break it, and then this is kind of how last Friday went. we were on some sales. It was looking like it was going to go back down to this low area. This is kind of what we were targeting if you remember. And then price did a 180 on us, and we started going up and up and up, and then power hour, it just surged even higher. And last night, when I drew this top line for the top range, we actually blew through that about an hour ago now. So that's telling me we're going to go up. I know we're not quite. If I can get my screen to cycle, we'll look at it again here. Okay, here's our 200. We're above our 21. We got some good buy pressure. We're green across the board here. We got good RSI on the 1 hour chart. Like I said, we got a resistance right here, and then we got another resistance clear up here. So now will it go that far today? I don't know. Price was there about a week and a half ago, looks like, so it could.
Order filled.
There's our scalp. I'm going to adjust this just a teeny bit. I just want to see. So we're one scalp up right now. I just entered the market when I got here at 8 o'clock, starting the stream up, and I could see we were heading up, so I just entered a real quick scalp, and then these two swings here. Scalp hit, and it looks like we're going to break that support, or these resistances here. One of those already disappeared, one of those order blocks, so that's good. So yeah, looks like we're gonna rise today. Looks like things are gonna rise for us. We clear this next little block right here. This block disappears and we clear these levels. We should scream up pretty good on these. We got there's a lot of buy pressure right now. Things have flipped around pretty hard the last couple days. So we got some good buy pressure. We're gonna get some good buys, I think, here. We'll watch it, see how it goes. I was pretty surprised on Friday. I didn't get one signal on the 3-minute chart. That actually surprised me. I usually see a couple of them. I'd say average as I watch these, I get 3 or 4 while I'm trading. I didn't get one. I kept double checking my settings and checking it out because I was like, man, I should be getting a signal here. What's going on? I didn't get one signal. Kind of wild. So we're going to do what we usually do. 5-minute chart on one side, 3-minute chart on the other side. 3-minute chart's free. There's no order blocks holding us at all. Next one's clear up here, so we got some room. Green across the board, green RSI, 39 on the 3-minute, 40 on the 5-minute. So I would say, yeah, these are about 6s actually, which is, yeah, we're pretty close. That's good RSI. I think we've got a lot of buy pressure coming on. So, yeah. Tony says I traded London this morning, made 200 back to an even 50K. Sweet. Let's go. I was happy to get my gains back. I had a good first day on Thursday, and then Friday we just kind of flailed, and everything I tried didn't work out. It was funny too. Gold actually signaled after we ended the stream it was going to start selling, so I took a small loss. I entered a sale, and then it went back to buying, so I took a small loss, and I didn't re-enter, and then it went where I plotted it was going to go. So that's gold makes me mad. I have that kind of luck with gold. Okay, the next 5 or 10 minutes are going to tell us the story here. What's going to happen when we break here? Same thing every day, guys. I like to look at the 1 hour chart. I look at my support and resistance lines. I'm just looking at the market structure, looking at where things could go. I also like to look in things, the opposite direction, just in case things 180 on us, right? So let's do the single screen for a sec here. Now, this doesn't tell me we're going to do that, but it doesn't mean it won't. So, see, Friday we had a really good setup for a sell. These looked really strong for selling. We were selling right in here, so we were with what was projecting, and we had a lower leg here, so we hadn't quite got to this level yet. I think we did barely touch here right before it flipped around on us. but we the lower low was clear down here, so this is kind of where we were plotting. And my first thoughts looking at the stream on Friday, that's what I thought was going to happen. And then she flipped around pretty hard on us. We had 2 hours made all the difference right here. We were clear at the bottom, and then back to opening range, if you remember right. And then the next couple hours we just rose real hard. And then in power hour it just pinged that top there. So yeah, so I like to look and see kind of which way it could either go. It could go either way. And today I'm really not seeing enough pressure to make things flip around on us. Like anytime you got the dots back and forth, I mean it could go either way. But we're all green here, so we're all green. This rocket ship's full of fuel, ready to fly. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's see what happens. I'd really like to get maybe some scalps in. That would be good too if I get a couple signals on 3 minute. The white ones? Are you talking about the white ones, Tony? Those white lines that I drew? These white lines right here, these were actually the 4 hour. I just went on the 4 hour and I just marked out the high and the low of last week. So it's kind of hard to see it on the split screen. So yeah, I just went on the 4 hour chart. I did this last night when I was kind of just plotting the week out, and there we go. This was all last week on the 4 hour chart. So I just tagged the ultimate bottom and the ultimate high, and then just left those marks there. I'll do that pretty frequently on the weekend, especially if we've seen a lot of ping pong action, you know what I mean? That way I can kind of see what direction's looking like. So yeah, that was just on the 4 hour. I just went on the very top and the very bottom of the whole week there. And we'll see. We've already broke through the high of last week pretty strongly, actually, from even the last hour. So I like to leave those on there for a bit. I'll probably erase them in a day or two when they don't matter anymore, because we could go, looking at this week, looking how high things have been. Last week, 2 weeks ago, it was clear up here. 3 weeks ago, it was clear up here. So on the 4 hour chart, so we could return to those levels. So this week could just kind of ping pong up in here. The economy is rebounding pretty strong. We got a lot of good stuff going on right now, with rates and things, and there's a lot of instability still. So it's anybody's guess, but it looks like it's rebounding pretty strong from what I can see. So, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Hey, Mr. Trader Mick. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We got 23 watching the stream right now. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Appreciate your support. Yep, appreciate your support. You guys are awesome. It's actually pretty exciting for me. I was showing my wife yesterday, and we were looking through some of my YouTube stats, and we're setting up her YouTube channel because she's into scrapbooking and crafting and things, and she saw how much progress I'd made in such a short time, and she's pretty excited to get hers going. She's really creative. She's very, very creative, and she has this. We have like a mini Kinko's downstairs. I think I could, if we liquidated everything, it'd be a sizable amount. So every time I've needed something or wanted something, I went and got it, and she got something of pretty much equal value downstairs. So yeah. We were going through some stats yesterday, and your guys' support has made some awesome things happen on the channel, so I appreciate it. We've got some of the videos I've done. I've done some Google ads, right? I've played with Google ads a little bit. I haven't ever done anything like that before, so that's been another learning experience for me. But some of those Google ads, if you do the targeting and the metrics and things right on those, you get some good returns on those. That's pretty cool. pretty fun to watch something grow that fast that you just worked on consistently and tried to put out good content, you know. So I'm just a regular guy trying to make it through the world, doing my charting and using the metrics like we do, and yeah, it's worked out really well. It's kind of crazy. Every now and again, I'll get somebody that comments on my post or comments on one of my videos that the simple market metrics doesn't work. And then they'll immediately reference Justin's channel and some of the things they saw on there. And then I'll ask them questions trying to find out more information about what they were doing or how they're using it, because obviously they haven't really watched much of my channel. They're just commenting to comment for whatever reason. But you get a lot of trolls like that on the internet. That's just how it goes. Yeah, this one guy telling me that the market metrics are a gimmick and they don't work. And I'm like, have you watched any of my videos or my live streams? No answer, no comment. I'm like, well, I guess not. I think he just wanted to come on somebody's channel and vent. Maybe he bought it, didn't have a good experience with it, and therefore everybody else should know that it doesn't work or whatever. I do use it different. I think I've said that about 1,000 times. I do use it different. This is just my version of it, and I think the base product is still a pretty good product. I just like the additions that I've made, and I feel like we've got pretty good overall results. I think if you watch the streams too, you're going to find out that one of my favorite things about it is how if things turn around on us, it gets us out soon. Because every time I've got out, even if I've took a loss, I've been happy that I did a half hour or 45 minutes later. And how many times has us as traders held on to a loser too long? That's happened to everybody. That's account blowers, you know. That's how your accounts get blown. That's the funding firms love that, because you just turn around and buy a new eval, you know. And even though it sucks to take a loss, none of us really enjoy doing it. I'd rather do it sooner than later. I'd rather cut that thing as soon as I can and look for a better entry or look for another entry and try to get that thing. Whenever I take a loss, I go into recoup mode and let's find a really solid setup. Let's get back into that. Let's wipe out that loss and then get a gain on top of it. And then you're right back in the game. There is no crap. I lost a bunch of money on that. What am I going to do? Let's go from 1 size to 10 size. Let's do 6 of those. Let's take my 50K account and trade it like it's a 300K account. Let's get all kinds of crazy here. And we all do it. Everybody does it, whether you admit it or not. You'd be like a lot of stream channels only show you the wins too. Justin's channel's got accused of that quite a bit, and if you watch his videos and watch some of the context that he's trying to put out, he does say a lot that I'm not saying you're not going to take a loss. I say that pretty much every video. The thumbnails don't look like it, but he does get a lot of traffic from that. There was even people in the Discord talking about that too. So I just be transparent. That's my goal, guys. I just say what it is and what happens, and we're doing the best we can with what we've got, and we've got the same goal in mind, right? Let's make as much money as we can here. Let's do it smart. Let's use some good data to make our decisions instead of I think it's going to go up, I think it's going to go down. And if it doesn't, then I know it's going to go down, so it's going up. Let's just add more to that and DCA and DCA and DCA. Next thing you know, your account's blown. You're buying a new eval. We've all done that. Many, many times. Okay, well, so we're looking at the charts here. Like I said, I got my 3-minute and my 5-minute going on here. I do have my alerts on. I've got my 3-minute scalp alerts going. I got my 5-minute RSI. We're green across the board so far today. RSI shrunk a little bit, but we're still pretty strong. I'm watching just the kind of thing I'm looking at while I'm talking here. I'm watching this support or this resistance lines right here. This support looked like it held pretty good through market open. Market open, and 5 minutes later we were in green. We would have got a signal here. So we were a little late to the signal. That tagged into this. Okay, here's a good example of what I've talked about several times with the profit wave too. Look at this candle here. This dot sunk into that profit wave, and the next 2 candles were exact opposites. They were skyrocket. The next 3 candles were right the other way. And we've hit this medium resistance here. And we're just kind of ping-ponging off that right now between the profit wave and the resistance. So it's getting squoze. As every candle populates, it's getting squoze. And eventually we'll break. We're going to break one way or the other. But looking across the board, looking at the bull pressure we're seeing, pretty likely we're going to end up around here somewhere. We'll watch and see. That. All right, so let's check and see who's getting some trades going today. What are you guys seeing? What are you guys working on? Guess we can check NQ and see. So NQ on the 5-minute chart, very similar looking chart, except this. There's an extra resistance here. There's only 2 on MES and there's 3 on NQ. This is a little bit darker too. Tells me it's a little bit stronger, but same kind of story. Let's go back to one pane. MNQ. Yeah, looks like we've got some room from 2351 to 2491, 500 range. So until we see a real strong resistance there on the 1 hour chart. So you could set an alert. You could maybe jump in now, but you might want to wait for retracement and then buy on that one too. So yeah. It's looking pretty green across the board on NQ too, to be honest with you. So yeah, let's see what today's going to bring for us, you know. The ATR is around 100. What's it done today? I don't know. Hour and a half, it's gone. Well, this is an hour right here, straight up. We've gone 44, 46. So, yeah, we got some room to go up still. I think I will buy one NQ too. Let's see where this thing was. Good morning, Erica. Cyclonic, I'm on that board too. I think I'm gonna do the same thing.
Order filled.
Yeah, that was a good place to buy. It just kind of nestled into the profit wave just a bit there, and it kind of went backwards. So we're going to watch these levels here, guys. We're going to watch that. Let's do NASDAQ on this one. Let's do ES on this one. Let's watch these two. We're going to watch. We got these resistance and blocks we want to see disappear. So I love when a block, when you're plotting and you see a block and it's holding, and then it just we attack it all day, and then we finally break that wall down and off we go. That's always fun. That's always fun. Yeah, that's always fun. I like that. But yeah, Cyclonic, I think I'm on board with that. I think I like that too. Looking at both these screens and looking at our top down, we got a lot of bull pressure today. This week may be a bullish week. It's looking like it. It's looking very, very likely. So I didn't set a take profit on my NQ trade. I want to kind of watch it, see what it does here. A lot of times I'll just use alerts, and then so I'll set like an alert here. I mean, I'm staring at the chart, so I don't need to. If I was going away for a minute or something, I could set an alert here, and then if it tags that alert, then I just get out. Then I've done that a bunch of times. A lot of times, though, my daily profit trigger will kick before the alert does. So, yeah. Cyclonic, where did you get in at? Just out of curiosity, did you get a signal earlier? Were you right at market open? Where'd you get in at? Just be out of curiosity here. This looked like a nice little scalp right here we got earlier this morning. It would have went through in about 3 minutes, depending on when you got in and out. It's my hope too. I think that's solid. I like that. Good morning, Dorson. Thanks for being here. Good morning. Thank you all for being here. You guys are awesome. Yep, you guys are awesome. This is really fun to see this grow and you all be here and communicate and share your ideas and see what we're all seeing and try to win together. That's great. That's what it's all about. That's awesome. Yeah, good morning, Dorson. Glad to have you here. You got in at the signal. Good deal. Perfect. So depending on what time frame you're on, 3 minute or 5 minutes, probably in here somewhere. Then yeah. That scalp signal would have been 3 minutes. That'd have been, and you'd have been instantly in profit, almost no matter where you got in on that one. Yeah, that would have been great. I do have my 3 minute signals on for MES, so I may take a few scalps along the way too if we get them. I love doing it that way too, guys, when I have my 3 minute and my 5 minute, because if I'm in a swing and it's going up and then I keep getting signals on the 3 minute in that direction, scalp swings, it's just another confluence. It's just another confirmation that we're trading the right way. We're going with the trend and we're capturing what we can. There's a lot of days I'll just sit and ping scalps and the swing goes up all the way, and next thing you know, your daily profit's saying you're done, man. That's the only time I'm okay being done, when I've hit my daily profit goal and we did our plotting and planning and things went pretty slick and the computer shuts you off in a good way. That's great. It's when it shuts you off and it shows you to the portal where you buy a new eval. That's when it's not good. That's the not happy. Now it's just kind of nestling in that profit wave again. Let's watch the next couple candles here. I see this a lot, guys. You guys will probably see this now you're going to be looking for it, because I've noticed this happens quite a bit. But with these EMAs we've talked about so many times on these profit waves, look at this. Just kind of nestled into it, and the next 2 candles rocketed. Next 3 candles rocketed. So is it going to do the same here? You know, if it follows suit and kind of does something similar, we're going to end up, we'll probably break these resistances. This order block will disappear. We'll break this resistance, and then you'll see that they'll move a little bit more unrestricted. We're getting squares right here, and that's why the candles are pretty small. But down here, if there's less restriction, right? So it can be a similar story up here. We'll just start moving a little bit less restricted, and it may take most of the day to get clear to that level, but you never know. I've seen candles that you can get 1 or 2 candles and get up there too. Especially on NQ. Whoever's controlling NQ, man, I think they just fell asleep on the keyboard or something, because that thing just goes everywhere. Yeah. Nice. Nice. Okay, that one's bouncing a little bit. Got a couple minutes left in this candle, so like I say, we're getting squoze here towards the top, so we'll see how this ends up transpiring here. If we're going to shoot down a little bit and retrace, does look like we got a really strong support down here, a weak one here, medium one maybe right here, about the same area, about the same distance too. So we're pretty solid. I would have liked to get in more, down. I'd prefer to get in where the color changes and where the beginning of the signal is as far as RSI goes. I mean, that's my preference, but sometimes that's not possible. And I'm not at my computer when market opens. I don't even do it anymore. Every time I trade market open, I regret it, because things look really good one way, and then 30 minutes later, it's complete opposite. That first 30 minutes is pretty hard to trade. Some days it's not bad. Some days it just trends. Other days it's just a freaking choppy mess, and then 2 hours later you're like, I shouldn't even have been there. I've just done that so many times, I'm not doing it anymore. So what I do now, I'm really happy with the setup and I'm really happy with the times we trade. I'm really happy with the setup we do, the analysis we do. I feel like that we get decent results. We don't win them all. I've never claimed to win them all. There is no system where you're going to win them all, but we've had some pretty good days on the stream here. We got a lot of good days ahead of us. I know that for sure. About 15 seconds here, and then we'll see what this next candle's going to do. You guys are probably noticing too, I'm really big on waiting till the candle closes. Indicators and everything, they're pretty much free to do. The way they're coded, they're pretty much free to do whatever they need to do inside that candle. But once that candle closes, they're stuck there. That's frozen time, so to speak. So there's so many times I've anticipated. I'm not kidding you. I've seen so many times where like the last part of a candle dipped down, looks like it was going to sell, so I sold, and then the beginning of the next candle, it zipped right back where it was and kept going the way it was going. So it's like a fake out. Yeah, Mr. Trader Mick, thank you. So I've had experience at both. When I first started trading years and years and years ago as a Forex guy, I was only a scalper. I didn't even know anything really about swinging or day trading or anything like that. We were just pegging Bollingers and hedging and doing all kinds of wild stuff. And some days I absolutely murdered it, And then there was other days where nothing was working out. It was so hard to read the market back in those days. And yeah, Forex was quite the university. I probably should have just went to college to be a doctor or something. It might have been better for my mental sanity and definitely better for my liver. But yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I can kind of do both. I like doing both, really. I mean, those signals are really solid scalps. I've had really, really good luck with the signals with that setting that I've showed you in the 3-minute. And like I said, a lot of days you can get 2, 3, 4, 5 of those, and I'd say they're 80-90% win ratio. Really, really high probability. And then, like I said earlier too, I like using those because I'm swinging at the same time, so I'll have a swing that's lower, and usually lower lot size, usually lower units. I don't really get too crazy on the unit size on my swings. I'll actually put more size on my scalps, but I'm okay with, a trade that lasts 3 to 6 minutes. I can put 4 or 5 on there and make $70-$80, and then just pile onto my swings. And by the end of the day, you've got a big pile of wins, and that's how you get to your daily profit trade. It just works, You're using those two strategies together, so to speak, to just kind of confirm what you're doing overall. And it works. That's why I'm showing you guys this. I mean, I really like it. It's not just one strategy. It's kind of a blend of two. And we're looking at multiple things to get our info. And I mean, it works pretty well. But thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, yeah, Tony, you got out of one of those this morning, huh? Yeah. The fake out is what you're saying? So were you selling right here and then it flipped around on us? At the time, and sometimes these order blocks they'll come in after too a little bit. So I've seen it before where like this would sell really hard and one of these order blocks may not have been there. And then when it flipped around, this would hurry and populate. Right? So a lot of times those order blocks will come after the candle's flipped around on you. So it'd be nice if you'd have seen it at the time. There is times where they're there. Ooh, see that, guys? I love that. I love that. Did you guys see that? That order block just disappeared. So we've been pegging this. We've been squeezing this for a little bit here, like we've been talking, and now that order block disappeared. If we can break this top line, like I said, I think these candles will move a little bit more unrestricted once we get up past these. Same story on NQ. Very similar charts again today. That's why I love trading these two together, because they're very similar. We're getting real similar stories right now. It's okay, Tony. No, you're good, man. I don't know if it's too jumpy or if it's just you've had experience with loss before, and you'd rather just cut that thing sooner than later. You know, that actually means you're learning as a trader. Because if you're still holding on, thinking, "Oh, this for surely is going to sell," and you're holding on here, and we're clear up here now. You know what I mean? Yeah, a lot of people, we were talking about the metrics on Friday. A lot of people complain about the metrics because of the signals that don't pan out. And what they're not realizing is that's the market. That's not you're blaming the metrics for what the market's doing, right? And your inability to read the metrics correctly. You need to read the metrics. So the metrics help us so much with reading what the chart is saying, not what we want it to say. And whether that's buying or selling, whether that's what our bias is or what our trade is telling us. See, if we're selling right here at this level, our bias is automatically going to be selling. So if we're negative and we've got to sell here and we're holding it, our natural hope is going to be let's get this price back down to here. But the reality is we're looking at a green background. We're above 200 or above 21. We're way above the next support. You know, money flow's going that way. The 1 hour chart's going that way. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to break down multi-time frames. I'm trying to break down market structure. And so if this was me and I would have sold, because there's a possibility I would have sold here. I really would have, depending on where we got in and what I saw at that exact time. And then, you know, that's happened before on the stream. There's a couple times we've sold. It looked really good. Instantly, just for those couple minutes, things lined up. And then 10 minutes later, things can change enough where you're out. That's not going to work anymore. So, but the metrics, man, I'm telling you guys, I love how it'll help you get out of trades. I'm telling you, if you read it like I do, you'll get out sooner. And that's good. I actually think that's a good thing, Tony, because you saved yourself. It sucks to take a loss. All of us hate it, but I'd much rather have taken that loss in here somewhere than up here or even later. Or wait till you have no account to do it anymore. I'd rather take a loss than buy a new eval. Right? Okay, I just got a 3-minute scalp signal, which that makes sense because we broke this support or these resistance dots up here, and that order block disappeared. So here's a good scalp, guys. Here's a good scalp. Let's take it and see what happens on. Let's do 7 right here. We're just going to do 1. Boom. We're going to take that bad boy. Those scalps are awesome, guys. I'm telling you, those scalps are awesome. And like I said, see how the candles are getting bigger now? We broke whatever was holding us back a little bit. We just got a signal to confirm our direction again. We got a signal on NQ too, guys. I don't have my NQ signals on for that, so it's almost exactly the same spot. That just tells you that more buyers are coming in. RSI is going back up now. It was down in the 20s. Now we're back up to 40. So this scalp would have worked out already. Our MES one's going to go through here in just a sec. I don't have it on the 3-minute chart, but we're going to go through again. It could be cyclonic. So the order blocks are based on the data feed too. So if you're on a different broker than I am, like where I'm on my funded futures, even on the exact time frame, there might be some lag there. I think that's why we were seeing some of the signals are different overall. And it's because whatever data feed we're using and whatever broker we're using are getting slightly different data. And, you know, maybe your time zone affects it a little bit too. I'm not exactly sure, but I've had a couple people comment on that. So I think that's what the difference is. I don't know what firm are you with and what's your time zone. Sometimes I wonder if that makes a difference too. And it's usually not a big difference. I bet you're only a candle or so off of me. So another 3-minute candle or 5-minute candle, and it probably will disappear. So, but I've seen that before. Okay, this 3-minute on the NQ, if you guys took that already went through. That literally would have been a 3 to 5 minute trade, if that. You're a take profit trader? Okay. I'm just guessing. I don't have any like data to back that up, but it happens frequently. I've noticed people say that my chart looks slightly different than theirs and everything else is identical. Like they set all their settings and stuff up identical. With the order block detector, I haven't changed any settings. I just loaded it factory. This is default. I haven't changed any settings on here. I literally just load it and use it like that. It works just fine like that for my purposes. So, yeah, that's the only thing I can think of is something different with the data feed between brokers, or maybe a slight difference with your time zone, maybe a server issue somewhere on your internet. Maybe you're just lagging just a bit, or maybe, and I think maybe sometimes I am, because people have actually got signals before I have on the exact same settings. So there's got to be some slight difference somewhere. Maybe it's a combination of things. Who knows? I have really good internet, but still, I wonder sometimes, I wonder. Okay, the NQ signal went through. That one already went through. It actually hit the next candle. Looking at going back on the candle, and I didn't take the NQ signal. I don't have those. I don't have alerts set up for those. I probably should do that. But yeah, it looks like that would have tagged it on that. If you took the alert on this candle like you should have, or at the end of that candle, you would have nailed it here at 7. You would have easily nailed it here at 7. It probably would have went through in a minute or so. Let's go back to here. I want to watch this scalp, and then we'll go back to NQ after this scalp goes through. So we've been in the trade about 4 minutes now on this scalp that I entered in. We've got our take profit at 7, which actually, so my white signals are set at 8. My trade is set at 7, and that's because you don't always get in exactly. Even if you're at the beginning of the candle like we were, sometimes there's a little difference there, but that put it almost exactly where it needs to be. So order block disappeared. Our resistances we're breaking through those resistances now, and we should get some more pressure. Our SI is holding strong up high. Yeah. So this is going to be, so we're this will be 6, maybe 9 minutes. Now I will say on some of these scalps, if you get like 15 minutes in to one of these scalps, that's not normal. I would say these are going to be done. These should be done within 3 to 9 minutes. So on the 3-minute chart, that should be like 3 candles. You know what I mean? And if it's not, and if it's just kind of hovering there, check everything. And if it's not going to work out, just cut it where you are. Cut it sooner than later. That one scalp that I lost on gold the other night, I held that thing for like 20-something minutes. And I just watched it like a hawk, and it kept playing with us. It'd go back up a little bit, almost touch the entry, and then go down a little bit, and then go up real quick, and then down a little bit. And then once it just hit the certain levels that I was watching for, then I knew I had to take a loss. It was $300 loss. But it is what it is. I mean, gold was punching new highs all day long that day too, and I thought, man, it's just going to keep doing it. It's just going to keep punching those new highs. So this should go. There's obviously a lot of bull pressure. This should take us where we want to. But like I said, guys, high probability. Those 3-minute signals are super high probability set like that. You're going to be 80-90% all the time. And if you don't do a stop loss, I mean, I don't know what to tell you to do for stop loss because I don't use them. So I just watch the trade. I let the market tell me when to get out. But it's so satisfying to get one of those in 3-6 minutes, 3, 6, 9 minutes later, you're done. It's all good. I didn't even add any size to that either. I just did 1. So it's only going to give me like $8 or $10. I could have done 5. A lot of times on those, I'll scale it up to 5 or so. Make $60, $80 real quick, whatever. Okay, let's see what happens here. It's kind of looking for the profit wave. Cyclonic, let me know when that order block disappears. You're talking on your 5-minute chart, MES, right? I'll bet you're just a candle behind is all. But yeah, let me know. I'd be curious to know. I'm just curious. Maybe double check your internet settings and everything too. I would say, I don't know if anybody's doing this, but I would say while you're trading, I wouldn't trade on Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi signals are, even if you get a good signal, like when you do a speed test, it doesn't mean it's consistent. Wi-Fi signals can drop in and out very, very. What I would hate to have happen is you lose signal for just a second on TradingView, and the time it takes for it to sync back up and get going again on Wi-Fi, you're actually behind a little bit. So it's on the 5 minute. Did that order block disappear on the next candle, or is it still there? I'll call him back in just a minute. It is bigger. You mean the order block is bigger than what mine looked like? Do you have these settings? The 5, 3, and 3? And have you changed anything? Have you changed any of your colors? I want to say I might have changed the colors. I might have messed with that from what it came stock. I can't. It's been so long. I put this on here months ago, guys. I've been using order block detector for 6 months easy. Still there, huh? Interesting. But you got it set at 5, 3, and 3 just like that? Interesting. Yeah, mine's gone. I'm done. In fact, the 3 minute one's gone too. Five more seconds on the 3 minute and the 5 minute. So we're going to see what this next candle does. We're just on the 5 minute, guys. We're just at the very, very top here. This price is just going to blow through this. It looks like this top resistance here. It's got, that wall's just going to fall here pretty quick. And when it does, we'll probably get some decent sized candles, a little bit bigger candles here. This scalp will go through real quick, and we'll continue on. I don't really see anything else slowing us down at that point. For a little while anyway. Then we get up here, or, sometimes you'll get a price and it'll start slowing down here, and then you'll get an order block. But these red supports, or these red resistances, are very, very consistent from what I've seen. Excellent places to put your take profits. If you guys haven't seen that yet, those work really well. That's why I have them lined out like this. That's why I put them as dots. I think you can get them as lines or dashes too, but I like them as dots. I got so much going on the chart, I need to have something. It needs to be different. If it was a line, it would mess me up, because I got vertical lines for my background. I've got horizontal lines for my order blocks. I need something different, but that's very specific for what I'm looking for. Okay, this scalp, we're like 10 minutes into this scalp here. I don't like to hold those too long. Like they usually go through pretty quick. So if they don't, that's telling me that we've got a little bit more resistance, or we're stalling out a little bit. So sometimes it's better to get out of those than it is to hang tight, hang on to them. bouncing here pretty good in this little area. These resistances are not giving up without a fight. We just got an order block here too, and that's what happens when the price rejects the same area several times, then those order blocks will populate. So see what the next candle or two does before I do anything. I like to just hang tight and not get too ahead of myself. Everybody hates taking a loss, but you know what really sucks is when you cancel a winning trade because you get nervous, and then half hour later that thing's a monster. It's kind of why I like doing this way too, Mr. Trader Mick. Like we were talking earlier, I like to. This is kind of my runner, you know what I mean? These are my scalps, and this is my runner, and we're just kind of using them together. Okay, NQ didn't quite. That signal would have panned out, but we're doing about the same story here. And there's a strong resistance there. That one you can tell by looking at the difference on the two charts. This one's a little bit stronger. So, and like I said earlier on our 1 hour analysis, we were looking at the 480 to 500 range. Could be like the high on the 1 hour, or where the next resistance was. So let's see what happens. Let's see if these guys have got enough power to get that high, or where we're going to end up. Okay, this is encouraging now that these little guys are knocking down this wall. We looked at it, so we went back. This candle here, this was a really quick moving candle. This one touched the profit wave and it instantly went back up, like it just barely touched it and went back up. It was hardly even visible. See how our scalp's doing. We're getting close. I'd like to see that 3-minute order block disappear again. You know, if we're this high into it, it's really rare to get this high into it with a candle and it still be there. Really, really rare. It has happened, but it's pretty rare. Usually you're this high into it and your next candle will populate and that thing will just disappear. Or if you break through it all the way, it'll just disappear too. We're like right there.
Order filled.
There we go. See that, guys? So that scalp was a little bit longer than usual. Not going to lie, that usually is a lot quicker process. So we lasted, it was about a 15-minute trade, and we got a quick seven tick scalp out of that bad boy. But on the flip side of things, we have broke this resistance. Our order block disappeared. We've made it through those resistances. So let's see if that's going to bring us some more bull action here now. NQ looks like it's following suit. It's raised pretty good this last candle here. Same kind of story. This scalp would actually have been quicker on NQ than it was on the MES. Okay, awesome. Now we're getting a signal on the 5-minute chart. It's following suit on the 3-minute. We did break that line. See how we broke that line, guys? One of these order blocks is going to disappear here pretty quick with this kind of action here. We're definitely heading in the right direction. Yeah, we break this level. We should see see how the candles are getting bigger now? They're just unrestricted now. That one's a pretty good sized candle on MNQ. But yeah, the next hour or so is really going to tell us the story here. It's really going to tell us how far we get into this territory, right? Are we going to get clear to here? We're going to stall out about halfway and then an order block will pop up on us. What's going to happen? Mr. Trader Mick, what indicator do you use for your money flow? I know there's quite a few of them. I've tested quite a few of them, or I've got a lot that have that as part of their equation anyway. What do you use directly for money flow? I love to see these disappear. These order blocks disappear and you're in that trade. That's a good thing. New candle in 3 minute NQ. And that scalp would have gone through super quick on NQ. That thing just, that asset likes to fly. It's crazy. Yeah, you're just, so you're just looking at this? That's what I was wondering, if you're using something different or if you're just looking at this. I like to have it minimized like that. If it's up like this where you can see the letters, I can't really see the chart. So, but I'm so used to looking at it like this now. I can just kind of glance at it and see what I need to look at real quick. I've changed the colors darker too. They're more like in line with what the candles are. They were a different color. They were kind of lighter like these. I like to have them more pronounced and darker, more neon. Support developed where we stalled out here, where this resistance used to be. So now that's a new support. And our next resistance is up here a ways. So we got some room to move. That's only 35, 40 ticks. So yeah, that's definitely doable. This signal, if you'd have took it, I don't know if anybody looks at 5-minute signals on these market metric signal, but that signal almost hit. I don't think it quite hit yet, but that's a very positive indicator that we're heading the right direction. Gotcha. I was just wondering if you use something else on top of that, or if you're just looking at that too. I don't really look at the numbers in the money flow that like you were talking. I glance at the whole, I look at the whole picture. Like I've said before, I look at multiple things. I just kind of glance at everything. So I did notice the other day that when I started seeing we were going to sell and I started seeing money flow, one of the little red block on the money flow, and that made me nervous because both of them did it. And sure enough, we were selling, so everything was red, and then we got a green. And then it started moving over, and then price started flipping around on us. And I'm like, okay, that's why I started getting nervous, and I'm glad we got out sooner than later on that trade. Okay, what I'm looking at right now, I'm watching MNQ right here. We've got a pretty heavy resistance between these two order blocks. We're pretty far into the one little one. I'm thinking that's going to disappear. If we can get to the top of this, that'll disappear. And then I want to see what the back one does, the one behind it. We may have to get a little bit higher before that one disappears. But it really depends. So a lot of times too, if you get like a big candle, a lot of bull pressure, I've seen order blocks completely just go away. It doesn't matter how far into them you are. So let's see. Let's see what happens. We're doing good though. We got decent entries on these trades. I've had 2 little scalps so far. I didn't add much size to them. I should have. The one I had to hold on to a little bit. That was like a 10-minute trade, 11, 12-minute trade, 15-minute trade. I think it was actually. For a scalp, that's quite a long time. I've had scalps go through in like 18 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. I love when you hit click buy and then it goes through like in minutes. That's cool. Yeah, NQ, we're doing the same thing. We're fighting these resistances pretty hard like we were over here. We finally did break it on MES, but MQ's struggling a little bit stronger too. You can tell by 2 different colors or how dark it is. It's a little bit stronger. Yeah, I know. I took that off. I used to have that other data box on, and I took that off. Mostly because of when I'm trading like this and I have 2 screens up, it's too cluttered. You can't see. It's just too much information, and it doesn't really aid me. Just the way I do it, I don't really need that. Not that it's not important. It's just the way I do it. It doesn't really aid me. I have an old chart that I used to use that I had a box at the bottom, and I used to have ATR overlaid on RSI. But I just got so used to looking at just the RSI that I got what I needed, and it didn't really. I don't use it. The way I have it set is the way that it's just worked best for me for months. So. Really curious to see what this NQ is going to do right here. To be honest, so far today, been pretty slow moving, guys. We're just kind of slowly, steady and trailing where we go. Not a lot of variation in price. We don't have a lot of. It's pretty predominant bull. Not a lot of bears coming in. We're not. We're not moving super fast, right? We're not going crazy speeds. So this is just one of those. This is what you call doing the work. We're sitting here, we're watching the screens, we're doing what we got to do, and we're just analyzing, and then holding on to what we got, because right now everything's still saying that's the best bet, and we're looking good. So until I see something different, that's what we're going to do. Okay, that 5-minute scalp probably hit by now. You're probably just getting close to that, or you've hit it already. Another good scalp right there. Like I say, I don't do 5-minute scalps. I do like a lot of 3-minute ones. And that would have been about 10 minutes for that little spike that just happened. So still a pretty good scalp. You make 50 to 100 on a scalp in 10 minutes. That's great. Nice trader Mick. I like it. That's good. Yeah, that's good. I'm going to go down to one screen for just a second here because I want to look. I'm going to watch NQ for a little bit. Okay, so if we get up to right around here, the bottom of the order block is 440 to 500. Okay. Let's go to 3 minute. Let's see what 5 minute looks like. Okay, so it looks like we were just out on the MES here, so we're just knocking on this wall here. Once we break through, this order block will disappear. Then we've got this roam area here, and yeah, same story. Got a pretty good level that we can climb. Everything's still looking really bull for us all across the board, so bulls are definitely pulling today. I may add another M&Q trade. I want to see this level break and this order block disappear, and we get a green order block under here, which like we did on the MES after a candle or two. That will turn into a new support. We're on all good sides of our metrics. We're definitely trading with the trend at that point, so I have no problem add a little bit of size to that trade. Don't want to get crazy, right? You want to do it at a good time too. You don't want to try and add onto it at a peak. You want to try and add to it at a good level. So therefore, if we break this resistance becomes a support, it's a good place to maybe watch it pull back into and then launch again. I know traders, there's some traders that I know that I've had communications with that just trade off order blocks. Completely 100% order blocks only. It's pretty wild. I just feel like you got to have more to the story, you know? That's why only one indicator is usually not sufficient. I feel like it's more of a complex story than that. You want to, the way I have it set and the things I look at, you're getting a lot bigger picture. Yeah, I'd love to see that wall come down. I'm going to see NQ break that bad boy. Then we'll see about adding some size and kind of plotting where we're going to go next. So we might even pull back into entry. I don't know if we'll go that far, but we'll hit that profit wave and just kind of do this the rest of the day, it looks like, till our chart says something different. Let's check in on gold. See what crazy nightmare we got over here going on. It's like a pretty good sell. I did look at 1 hour earlier. It looked like it was going to sell. Yeah. I remember seeing, I think the price was right here this morning when we looked at it first thing. Be a good area to watch when it hits that 200. See if it does one of these maneuvers, or it's a good support down here too. 3004 looks like a good support if you're looking for a buy spot there. Order block just below that. I'm always kind of bullish on gold, have been for years. So if I was watching gold, I'd probably look for a buy entry. I think I'm always more comfortable with that. So I'd probably wait till it gets one of these lower levels and then maybe look for a buy. You can always set you an alert and then, put your alert down in here and then take a look at the chart when it gets there. That's what the alerts are for. I just use them to alert me to look at the chart. It's not mean, it doesn't mean just enter a trade right now. It's just take a look at that chart and see if things look good for setup, I love the alert feature though. I think it's cool. I used to use them a lot on MT4. Drove my family nuts because my computer's constantly buzzing, making that weird dinging noise. I got my 50K account here. My daily profit trigger set, I think it's 525. I have it just over 500, so I can eat up any fees and commissions and things like that. I'd like to clear 500 profit. It'd be great if this week I gotta hit 3,000 on the account to get funded. So if we have consistent $500, $600 days, so we'll see how Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday goes. And if I'm getting close to that, then I may bump it up a little bit and just try to go a little bit bigger one day to get me where I need to be. That's what I did when I got funded on my eval on Tradeify, and it worked really well. I got a little aggressive. I mean, I wouldn't recommend everybody do that. You could really get yourself in bad trouble. It sucked to have 3 good days and then get a little too aggressive and erase all those wins. I think everybody can relate to that story. So you really gotta know what you're looking for and what to do, what not to do. So we're about $100 in, $120 with profits for the day. Open profit and loss. Got a ways to go till we hit our daily profit. We are pretty low sized. It's a 50K account. I don't want to get too crazy with my sizing. It's real easy to do, especially on NQ. That's why I think I'm watching this one so hard, because I want to find a good entry to add to it. Right? I want to find a good place to add a little bit to it and get me there faster. I've done that many times, and if you do your research and your studying, that's good. That'll help you. You want to add to your winners and cut your losses sooner. So every profitable trader will tell you that. Kind of slow day though, really. Not super fast moving. Not like Friday. I felt like we had a lot more power Friday. We were buying super hard Friday. Some of those candles on Friday were just incredible. Those 5-minute candles were just moving like crazy. It's crazy to I get that little black line sometimes. I don't know why it does that. I like my Tradeivate screen. I don't really like trading on Tradeivate, but I like to glance at this every now and again. I just feel like this is a very basic chart. And sometimes it's weird. I'll see something on here that I don't on my other chart. I don't know if it's like snowblind, you know what I mean, where you're staring at the same thing over and over again. You kind of don't see it. I don't know. I like to glance at this every now and again, though. I do like the reporting is all right here. That's kind of, you can just go like this and you can see your wins for the day. Oh, we're at $50 for the day. We've actually won 50 today. 60. You can look at your fees real quick, how long you've been in trades, all your stats right here. Max drawdown. That's pretty good for $60 one. Fees were at like $4. I really like TradeAvate for that. I wish TradingView had a easier way to do it. You can download it to CSV and all that, but I like just having it right here. We can scroll through it real quick. $6.37 on their total commissions today. When you go live, that changes a little bit too. I noticed when I was placing trades on my live account, I could see that the commissions were different, a little bit higher, but they're making money then. It's real money then. So you just got to watch that though. Especially you scalpers. If you're scalping a bunch, you're going to get a lot of fees. You're going to pay a lot of fees. You're going to be surprised how much money gets tied up in fees. Dean, you get those black lines too on yours, huh? I don't see it I don't see it every day, but sometimes I get it quite frequently, and I'm not sure what that is. I don't know what that means. Sometimes I'll cycle the whole page and it'll go away. Sometimes it doesn't. It's kind of weird. Yeah, Tony, I understand that completely with the Heikin-Ashi thing. So it took me a long time to get used to Heikin-Ashi. Heikin-Ashi used to actually just really aggravate me. It really did. It was more aggravating than help. I just really didn't like it. It took me a little time to get used to it. Now I'm kind of flip-flopped a little bit. Like regular candles make me mad. I'm just wanting to go back to Heikin-Ashi, but it took me some time. I totally jive with what you're saying. That really makes sense to me because they really made me mad when I first was using them. Then I started noticing another thing too is I kind of forced myself to get used to them because so many traders are using them. And good traders, so many of the traders that I watch and other channels that I watch and people that really do well use them a lot. And so I'm like, there's got to be something to them. And now I can see why. But it took a little bit to get over it. It was definitely a challenge. Yeah, definitely a challenge. I think when the appeal with the simple market metrics is just how clean it looks, right? The way that this setup is, it just takes all the noise out. You're not getting like two greens, a red, a green, red, green, 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 red, red, green. They're all just green until they're all not. I think that was the appeal. A lot of people I think bought this and they thought this looks really easy, and it is. It does simplify it that way, but doesn't mean that this wins. This is going to be a good loss or a good win or this. You know what I mean? You're still going to have losses and wins. It's just the data is displayed differently. So, but if you use it correctly and you know what to look for, it still is a great tool. That's what I'm trying to get across on my channel. Okay, we're pretty hard into the wave here. Pretty good retraced into the wave. We got a good entry on NQ. Is right at our 21. We've sunk pretty good into our wave here, so let's watch and see. You can see these other ones that sunk and the next couple candles went completely the other way. That's a very common thing. And our hourly overall is bullish on both the NQ and MES. We've still got a decent gap to travel before we get any solid resistance. So this is just going to be a day of waiting, right? Now this level's aggressive. I just kind of set an aggressive level because you never know what the day's going to bring you. If it goes real hard on us, I want to be where the max is. More likely is going to be in here somewhere. But the thing is too, my daily profit trigger is going to cancel before I get to this level. It'll take me out before then. Which that's what you want. Really, that's a good way to do it. Always thinking about that daily profit trigger. That's like my goal. That's my, what do I got to do to knock that thing out? Okay, I'm still going to watch I'm going to watch M&Q for a bit. I'm wanting to see. I don't want to add to this until we broke this level. I mean, right here would probably be a decent level to add to close to entry. But I really want to break this level before I add anything to it. I would feel a lot more comfortable about that. And I think that once we clear this level, we'll start seeing a little bit bigger candles, and we've got some room to move. It's just what I'm seeing. Okay, got about a minute, 50 seconds left in this candle. We'll see what the next candle is going to do. If we're going to continue to go down, we start losing more SI, and we get a crossover here, we may get a significant pullback. I mean, anything's possible. I don't ever want to sound like I know exactly what's going to happen, because the reality is traders don't. We're looking for high probability, not guarantee. There is no such thing as guarantee in trading. So we need to be prepared. If something does go different for us, then we need to be prepared where to cut it and what we're going to do to get that back and compensate for it. So you're constantly just it's like playing chess. It really is. You win some, you lose some, and what your goal is you're not worried about the not worried about the pawns and things that get lost as the game progresses. You're worried about winning the game. You're worried about getting checkmate. You're not worried about when your knights gets knocked off, or the tower, or the pawn, or whatever, bishops, whatever. The overall game is what we're playing. That's really what I try to hammer through people's head. There's so many people who think that trading is just an ATM, and you just push the buttons, and then all of a sudden you got all these wins, and then you just cash it out, and it's super easy, and everything's great, and there's no stress, and that's not the case. Those people find out real quick that's not the case. It's very expensive. Tony, what are you doing, Tony? I see a smiley face, then a message retracted, and then I did. Oops, dang, I did. Anyway, profit waves outside are 8 and 21. My personal research on this weekend. Yeah, when I first looked at them too, that's exactly what I came up with. I think I got a 7 to match up with it one time on the high end, and then 21's at the bottom. That's why I leave my 21. I want to know where the bottom of the profit wave is. So I've traded with 21 for years. I did a lot of that within Forex. Forex, I used 4 EMAs. I used a 9, a 21, a 50, and a 200. As I've evolved as a trader, I just do the 21 and the 200. So the 21 at the bottom of that profit wave, I feel like that's like look how many times it retraces off of it. I feel like that's the ultimate maximum for that move, right? There's so many little spikes here you can see where it's just touched and bounced off. And if it breaks through and things change, that's a really good signal to me that we're going a different way. But if it doesn't break through and keeps going, then add to it, scalp. This is scalper's paradise. If you know how to read the chart, this is scalper's paradise. Every time this sinks into a profit wave, do a real quick buy for 5 to 10 ticks. Boom. Boom. And then this one here, you'd probably would have lost. You'd have lost one either way, because it didn't. Anytime you got a candle that moves that much both ways in one candle, you're going to lose it both ways. But then the next 2 candles, look at this. This thing just flew. This market opened too, so. But yeah, this retraced in, and then the next 2 candles were completely opposite, 3 opposite. Then it retraced back into it, the top part of the wave, boom. Now we're kind of in the medium bottom part of the wave, so I look at it too like it gets harder. The further down it goes into that wave, the harder it's going to bounce out of it, right? If we're going to continue. If we change, then it'll break through and go down the other way. But if it doesn't, then it's like a spring loading, Yeah, you're right. 8 is on this outside of the skirt. 8's on the very top of that. 15, 16 is this middle line, and then 21's the bottom. I did the exact same thing. I spent some time and I played with that, and I got those exact same numbers. I've had several people tell me that they've figured that out too. So We're back at entry at NQ. So if this next candle rockets against us and we test this resistance again, would be a good place to add. You could add here. I wouldn't. That's not a bad place to add here if it bounces, right? I want to see it break here though, because I just want to add to momentum as it goes up. Especially on NQ. NQ is such a crazy nightmare sometimes. Same story on MES. We're clear down in the bottoms. We're like at the 15, 16, 17 EMA right now. There's a good support right here at the 21 too. So we've got this support order block. We're at the 21, so that, you know, it's going to be hard for this price to break down lower than that. RSI has sunk a little bit. We're backing off a little bit, but it doesn't mean that more buyers can't come in and bring that back up again. Let's watch though, you know. Let's watch and see, because it could turn on us. We could get some sell action. We could go back down to this level and bounce again. We might just ping pong. I'm just looking at what I got available right now. Got about 30 seconds in this candle. Let's see what happens here. Back to entry on MQ too. MNQ and MES, both of them. So we didn't quite break our levels we were hoping for. We were looking at there, and kind of see what happens here. Okay, so we're back at entry. We are starting to get some red here in our lower time frames. Same thing on both of them there, MES and MQ. Is it gonna shoot off of it? MES looks more likely to me, just from looking at this chart and everything I'm seeing. Thinking like it's reloading to shoot off of this. Right off our entry and keep on heading up. And Q looks a little more exhausted, to be honest. Got some sellers stepping in, looks like. Let's go to dual screen so I can watch both without having to jockey back and forth here. Just so we can see the comparison of the two. I really want to see this level break. I'd feel lots better about adding to this position if this broke. We really hit hard against that and it didn't really move. On which one, Mr. Trader Mick? Talking MNQ or MES? Yeah, I'd like to see an order block form, just like over here. I'd like to see an order block form here. I'd feel a lot better about adding to that if I saw that. I could add another ES, but I don't want to. We're a 50K account, so I'm just being real careful. I don't want to add too much size. It's real easy to get backwards on a trade with too much size. I really try to focus on adding to my winners instead of chopping giant monster losers. Over here in MES, 3 minute. I don't know. 5 minute, we haven't broke that 21, and there's a pretty good order block right there. So that 3 minute trade, it could do that for a little bit and then just flip around and go green again. We'll see. We will see. Okay, our new candle. 5 minute candle. MES looks like it's gaining RSI to me, Mr. Trader Mick. So we might have found a good bounce spot, but let's watch. I mean, we're kind of on the line, we're on the teetering point here, so it could go either way right here. Oh, you just pulled one of the scalps out. There you go. Did you get a signal on 3 minute? I didn't get a signal on 3 minute. My 3 minute signals are set for buy and sell. I didn't get one. I don't know if it was. I don't think it was there long enough. You had to be real quick to get that one out. But that's a good one. Yeah, that's a great one. Real quick. Yeah, RSI is gaining on both. We dipped down underneath the zero. The zero line cross is really important on the RSI. I watched that really close. But you'll get a lot of this kind of stuff. It's like market open, it dipped down for two candles and then went right back. And as we're stair-stepping through the day, that is common. That is common to do that. That's like I said, with re-entry, you want to pay attention to your RSI, but you also want to pay attention to your support and resistance. So when I see a resistance getting tested and then RSI flipping back over to the positive, it's a great place to either add, or if you're not in one, get in one. That's a continuation trade right there. So that's a great place to do it. Yeah, let's see what the next candle does. I'm going to take a restroom break real quick here, and then we'll see what the next candle does. I think I'm going to add to that NQ1, but I want to watch it for a sec. Okay. I'm with you, Mr. Trader Mick. So one of the reasons I leave that those alerts on the 3 minute for exactly this situation. That 3 minute signals a buy at this level. That's a good continuation point for us. So I totally agree, and I will take another one of those. I'll do the exact same thing. Except at this level, I'm going to add more. If we get another buy signal, I'm going to add more of this next time on that MES buy. Because I agree completely. This is a really good place for that, from what I'm seeing. Yeah, RSI is gaining on both sides now, MNQ and MES. Really want to see this next candle. I'd love to get an alert, though. You're absolutely right. I couldn't agree with that more. Right here would be a really good place for one. Get that background to turn green, RSI to flip over, and get a signal. Get a buy signal. We're going to take that. Except I'm going to add size because this is a good place to buy. Our 1 hour's in the green. Everything across the top down is green. We're just kind of breaking this level here. Okay, new candle. Let's see here. Let's watch what this does. Price is hovering by that 21 on MNQ, but RSI has changed, dipped down quite a bit, so NQ is a little bit harder to read because it can change so fast one way or the other. I think that's what traps a lot of people because it gives you, the way it moves so fast, it really looks like it's going to go one way and then it shoots the other way and then it'll flip right around. I mean, it's looking to take both ends of the spectrum out. It wants buyers and sellers. So if it can do it in one candle, it loves that, right? You guys have seen that before. Okay, on NQ, we start flashing red like that. I always pay attention to that. So you can see on our lower time frames, the money flow and everything's changed red a little bit. We're hovering at the 21. We're below on the RSI. So we are getting mixed signals. That we are getting quite a battle here for which way it's going to go. I'm going to hang tight. If I do take a loss, I'll wait till the chart tells me to take a loss, but I'm going to hang tight for a bit. Now, if RSI on the NQ, if RSI flips over and gets to 12, and we're right close to those supports or those resistance lines that we've been tagging into the last hour or so, be a really good place to add some more, even if it breaks higher than that. I don't know if that'll all come in around the same time. I'll have to just watch and see. That's what I'm looking for, though, if I'm going to add any more to that. I'd like to see a 3-minute on the MES give us another signal too. That'd be great. I'd love to get another scalp in real quick. That'd be great. Throw a scalp in, get, do 4 or 5 on the size, get a $60, $80 scalp real quick out of there. Just gets us that much closer to our daily profit trigger, Okay. Got about 2.5 minutes left on this candle. We are above the 21. And we're still more green than red on NMNQ. Price is actually going up, even though we've got some negative RSI. So once it flips over to positive, it'll probably fly pretty hard. Okay, we're definitely ascending, guys. RSI is growing, price is growing, price action's growing. So that MES chart, guys, on the right there, we did some good solid analysis. Look, we just nestled into that bottom profit wave. We were on the 21. We're on the top of the order block. We never went negative on our RSI. We just looked for a bunch of people to jump in on buys and start going with us. So, and that's pushed that price pretty fast. So I'm I'm just like Trader Mick. I'm waiting for a signal on the 3 minute. That's very likely for me at this level. I agree, Trader Mick. I agree. That's why I leave that on. I absolutely agree. You're going to get less signals, right? But they're going to be filtered good signals. I think that's why that's such high probability. I'm not kidding. If you guys haven't tested that, test it. Put that 3 minute setup like I did. Watch that chart settings video. Do that 3 minute setup. You're going to be amazed how good that works. That chop filter and that MA filter together. You're only trading with the trend at that point. You're going to get like 80% of those are winners, and they go through fast. I mean, 3, 6, 9 minutes. You're done. Yeah, that's actually really good. I want to get a signal and I'm going to do a scalp. I want to take a scalp. I was hoping we'd get one by now, but with that much coming in, how fast that's moving. Now we're going back to green on our money flow and everything too. You're seeing all that. I'm sure that's what's. Yeah, look, we're all green again, except on the very low time frame. But it'll change after this candle. 30 seconds, it'll probably go green. That very top one will go green, and maybe on MNQ too. So I'll have to decide if I want to add one more to NQ and let it ride up till my daily profit trigger, or if I'm going to scalp and do like 5 over here. Okay, there's our RSI cross alert, guys, on 5 minute. So if you're looking for a buy, that's a good place to do it. Mr. Trader Mix right on the money. Look, we've got green going background. We've got green RSI. We've got green across the board. Only thing that's the 1 minute or the 3. Oh yeah, it did turn over. It did. Yep. That's a great place to buy, guys. We got buyers coming back in. That's an excellent place to buy. In fact, let's do a scalp. Why not? Let's do a scalp right there.
Order filled.
I just added some size and did a scalp over there because that's a great place to buy right there. So if you're looking for a buy, that'd be a great place to buy. And we're using the metrics to get this data out, guys. We're not just guessing. That's going to be a good scalp right there. Now watch, my scalp will go through and then we'll get a signal. Good job, Tony. Jumped in on MES. Good deal. Great place to buy. Okay, we crossed over on MNQ too. We're at 15 RSI, so one candle went from -4 to 15. So that tells you a lot of buyers are coming in. We're going to test this resistance again. We're really going to. I wouldn't be surprised. So we noticed that earlier we had a big order block under here. Now it's just a small one. It's kind of changed. Of course, that was on 3 minute too, but you can enter now because we just crossed over on RSI. It'd be a good place to put a buy in and just hang tight, watch it break through these levels and raise, or add to it after it breaks those resistances. Me personally on MNBQ, because it moves so much in each way, I want to see it break this before I add to it. That's my personal thoughts on that one. And I've leveraged quite a bit on MES, so I'm probably going to skip this one and just take a little bit quicker scalp over here. I'm thinking my scalp will go through and then we'll get a scalp signal. That would be funny. I was early to party on that one, but everything I'm seeing, that was a great place to buy. Good, well done, Tony, and Mr. Trader Mick. If you're on there too, I think maybe it was just Tony that was on that one, but got a lot of buying coming in right here, guys. It's kind of matching up with the old signal on 5 minute as far as my buy and for my take profit. So we hit that level earlier, so I'm really confident we'll get there again. It's going to be a solid win for us. Yeah, NQ's flipped around pretty hard on us pretty quick. A couple minutes ago, it was looking like it might sell. In fact, it flashed a triple R for just a second there. So Slowly but surely, we're raising up. RSI's increasing across the board. We're clear up to 27 on MES already. In 2 candles, went from 0 to 27. And Q's at 16, 17 now, so if you entered the last candle, you should be in profit on both those trades. Either way you did it, whichever one you did. NQ, this battle is what I'm concerned. Not concerned. I'm watching this. I want to see this. This is a battle I'm watching. We want to see what happens here at this level. We've already tested it a couple times. MES will get to this level or a little bit higher, and we'll probably get another buy signal on 3-minute chart. Who's in on buys right now? Who's in on buys right now, guys? I want to see who's buying and where we're shooting for. A lot of you guys, I don't think, quite shoot as far as I do, and that's okay. Scalping is where it's at. You can make good money in scalping, especially with the metrics and doing things like we do. Man, you can really do good scalping. I could do $25, $30 scalps and hit my daily profit target pretty easy if I was just looking at scalping. We're raising. Raising. Dean's in at 352. Nice. You're in profit, okay. Tony's out already, good deal. My trade is almost done. We're a tick or two away. Dean's in with some profit, good. Let's watch that next level up and see what that does, Dean. I don't know if you're just scalping, looking for a little bit, or if you're gonna hold on to a bit. But if we break those red dots I've been poking at for the last hour or so, it could get exciting after that. My scalp is just about to go through, guys. 4-point scalp, nice.
Order filled.
Okay, there you go. You heard that, guys. My trade was, let's take a look. Right on. We're $160 up on scalps. That trade was only, yeah, that last trade I added those 5. We were about 10 minutes maybe. I'd like to see a signal too. I may take that scalp signal if we get one on 3. I'm going to take it because we're getting bulls that are coming in, guys. We're at 30 RSI. Within 15 minutes, we went from 0 to 30. So, and you guys on MNQ, we're working these resistance lines here. These little dots, we blow those away, we could really get some power going. But you're in a good profit. I don't know if you use stop losses, Dean, but you could secure it at break even, right? That's secure. I don't do that anymore. I just let the metrics tell me when to get in and out. So I'm confident just entering and watching things, So, but yeah, well, that was a good trade. That was good. Profit trades. So far, we're all winners today. No losses. 166. Still rising. Still in profit. Good. Really like to get that daily profit trigger. Yeah. So Tony, that happens quite a bit. That's why I set my. You're never going to get an exact, and then the slippage too, right? So sometimes a 5-point trade's only 4, and sometimes it's only 3, and sometimes it's 5. So your exact same settings, if you leave your settings the same over here, I've noticed that quite a bit, that scalping, there is some variation. I'm going to reset my chart, guys, because every time it does that, I like to reset my chart. Okay, we're back in, reloading everything. Got it in and out already, Dean. Good. Nice little scalp, eh? That was good. That was good. That was a really well placed scalp, in my opinion. Where you got in and got out at, that was actually really good. Really quick little nice mover. Like I said, guys, if you watch the other videos and you've been on live stream for a little bit here, I do both. I'm kind of looking at both and I use them together. That's worked really well for me. There's days I've just knocked it out of the park and it works. So you could have added. I said earlier too when we were parked on this 21. It'd been a great place to add another one, especially if we flip over on the RSI, which we did. We went from 0 RSI to 18, 19, and 15 minutes. Same thing on the MES. We went from 0 to 30 in about 20 minutes. So this is my zone. I'm really watching hard here. Really just want to see this thing. I'd love to see this disappear before we get any higher. Our 3 minute on MES, I would not be a bit surprised if we get another buy signal. That would not shock me at all. Come on, metrics, catch up here. Catch up so we can see what we need to see. Grabbing another, Tony? Good deal. Scalping, if you're in the right direction, is fun, man. You just win after win after win. Do your research first, like we are. Use a good tool, like we are, and it's lots funner than just guessing. These guys with naked charts scalping, man, they're brave. They're some brave soldiers. Okay, guys, here's the level I'm watching on MNQ. This is really what I want to see break. I want to see this level break, and it looks like we're getting some buyer power. So this wall is going to come down, so to speak. We're going to break through this. But this is what I've wanted to see. Now, you could have added more at the beginning, and we'd really be in profit now. But okay, look, see that? See that? That's what I wanted to see. And I'm just waiting. We're going to get another signal on MES. You guys watch. We're going to get another one. I can feel it coming. Okay, let's do. So if you haven't been in an MNQ trade and you wanna get in, this might be a good area to do it. You know, if you want to wait for retracement, that makes sense too. So, but overall, we know our direction. We know we've got a really good solid bias on our trend. So I start the day out every day the same. I look at my levels. I look at my overall 1 hour chart. Look at 4 hour chart sometimes. Mostly 1 hour chart will give me what I need. Then we'll start plotting and planning, and this is how we do it. Great day, guys. I'm really thrilled so far today. Had some good stats. We're in some good setups. Market's doing, these slower paced markets are actually nice. We're not so, it's hard when it's 5 candles one way, 5 candles another way, and it's just doing the range thing. That's really hard to make profit those days. Some days you have to just take your L and get out of there. And every time you do, then you look back and you're like, man, 10 minutes later, it would have gone where I thought it was going to go. I would have made every ounce of what I did. I wouldn't have lost anything. I would have made a bunch. That's how it is. Which one? Which side are you talking about, Tony? What time frame? What side? This one here? MNQ? MES? The green order block? 5807. I don't see a red order block on that side on the 5 minute. Unless you're talking up here. 5879. Okay, now how I would do it, guys, if you're curious, on MNQ, when I see stuff like this and it's broke through that last resistance, we got 3 resistance in a row that price just hammered through, and RSI increased that fast, I would wait till this candle ends and add another, because I'm thinking, look at this leg we've got. You've got gobs of room. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to retrace. yeah, there could be some retracement there before we get there. I don't think it's just going to go in a straight line and hit my take profit, but we broke what's holding us back. There we go, guys. See that? Who saw that?
Order filled.
I got in on the candle in 8 seconds. Who saw that? Our 3-minute signal. We've been calling it for 10 minutes, and it hit. It came out. Like, I heard it, and I jumped right in. We're going to grab another strong scalp here. 23 seconds on your NQ trade. It looks like it's going to hold strong and break that resistance and form a new candle above it. You can add some more to that. You can scalp a little bit out of there. You can wait for retracement, but I feel pretty good that that's dusted those levels, and we're going to just move up from there. RSI's increased as well. It was 30, now it's 34, 33 and a half. MES is clear over to 40, 41 on the 3-minute chart. We're slowly climbing our MES and the RSI, so we're getting more buyers. More buyers are coming in, pushing the price up for us. Sweet. Doing great. Doing really good. 3-minute scalp already. If you're late to the party, get in if you want that scalp. That scalp signaled just that last candle, so just about done with this damn head cold, and I'll be happy. I'm almost out of it. Got a lot better over the weekend. I felt like crap on Friday. I was taking cough medicine and antihistamine and all kinds of stuff. I was not happy on Friday. Price is breathing a little bit. Excuse me, guys. Okay, we've been in the scalp trade 3 minutes. We're just hanging at entry. I got in like 8 seconds after the candle. It was pretty quick. And Q's right at where it entered in on that second candle on the 5 minutes, so jump back over to 5 minute. RSI's dropped a little bit, but it's still holding pretty strong. 37 on one, 31 on the other. Taking a little breather, just breathing a little bit. Come on, baby, let's fly. I give these two guys permission to go as high as they want to go. That is totally fine by me. Just go as high as you want to go, and my computer will stop it when it's supposed to, and that'll be it for today. Yeah, that'll be it for today. Okay, we're back to entry on our 3-minute scalp. Been in the trade about 3 minutes, so those scalps usually are pretty quick on 3 minute. I love those. They just, most of the time they're 3, 6, 9 minutes and you're done. I wanted to see something over here. 100% winning trades. Just building our wins. Adding scalps and swings together, and we're just building our wins. You can see right here we started a half hour after market opened. Now we're about 2.5 hours in, 2 hours 15 minutes in. Our size dipped down a little bit, but I'm just letting it breathe for a minute. Now more buyers are coming in. It's going back up. Going back up. Now buyers are coming in. I can see it going up. Just went up 3 points in like 10 seconds, so buyers are coming in. Let the afterburners go, right, Tony? They have our permission to go as high as they want to go. Pile all that money in and let's go. Everybody set their daily profit triggers and let's hit them. Just knock it out of the park. I realistically, I think we're going to we'll end up around here somewhere today. I don't think we'll get clear up here. That's pretty aggressive, but shoot for the moon, man. This level's really realistic for NQ. I mean, we got some good levels, got some good distance we can go. There's plenty of room to make some money today. If you scalped all the way here, you do great. I mean, you can do awesome just scalping. You held to a swing, you're a little more comfortable just hanging on into one trade or 2 trades. I mean, there you go. I mean, it's going to do this all day. You're going to get some retracements, then it'll shoot up a little bit, and retracements, and shoot up a little bit. You might even get some decent retracements because bulls are waiting. They want their money too, or bears. I mean, they're wanting money too. But it's who's got more power, who's got more money. I'm going to go down to 1 minute, or the one screen for just a second. 1 panel window here for a minute. Let's watch our 3-minute scalp we're doing on MES. You can see as the day's progressed, we've had a pretty solid day so far. We're just hanging out at entry. Been in this trade about 9 minutes now. Turn my executions off because I don't need to see those at this screen. Don't like my screens too cluttered. I like to be able to see what I need to see. RSI just took a big drop on that one. It was a huge drop. It went from the mid-20s to 6 or 7. Like I said, bears are wanting some money too. They're standing on the other side of us. NQ just signaled another buy right there too, and that would have gone through the next candle, looks like, depending on when you got in. broke through that resistance. The next one did too. Then this one's kind of sunk into the profit wave. So let's watch and see what the next couple candles do. See if we can get some more buyers coming in to just keep lifting that price up for us. Like Tony said, let's fill up those afterburners and rock it, man. I'd love it if we got a giant bowl candle. Like on Friday, man, the power hour candle, holy crap, that thing flew. It was like one of these. I got in right here, and within 30 seconds, it's clear up here. I mean, it just flew. I'm like, man, that was so frustrating. I sat on that stream for 4 hours today and just felt like I was fighting, and then I get power hour, and I'm out at 206 in profit. I'm done. I ended up $5 profit for the day after losing 500 just farting around all morning. That's how it felt anyway. Okay, our RSI dipped way down to 10. 25 to 10, and then back to 25, and now back to 10. So this scalp, I'm not on 3 minute. There we go. Well, you could probably still re-enter, Mr. Trader Mick. There's quite a battle going on right here. It's pulled back pretty good right now, actually, on my scalp. We're 9 minutes into the scalp, and we're actually in a loss right now. I don't want bears to get into too much control because we'll be flatlining here. It's crazy when you can see RSI jump that much in one candle. Jeez. 25 to 10 to 2 to 25. I mean, it's just crazy. There's quite a battle going. Jeez, now it's raising like crazy again. Same on NQ. Watch my scalp for a bit, and then we'll go back to dual screen. Dual panel. Yeah, if I can get this scalp to go through, I'm more than halfway to I'll be at least halfway to my daily profit trigger. I need to run to my son's school here as soon as I end the stream today. I got some things I got to take care of today, so I'd like to get this. I think what I'll do is I'll get this scalp done, and then we'll end the stream for today. Catch up with you guys on the next stream. Yeah, love it. I love you guys' participation. This is great. It's fun when we all win together, right? I enjoy that. I think it's awesome when we're all participating and seeing what we see, and then we all jump in together and we all can share our wins. I think that's great. Okay, NQ is clear to 0. It almost went to 0 on that last candle, and now it's clear up to... Yeah, I gotta grab this call. I'll be right back, guys. All right, sorry about that, guys. Oh, wow. That was a big spike down. That was crazy. What's NQ doing? Same thing, huh? Would be when I'm on a phone call not paying attention. Jeez, look at that. That's our famous NQ for you right there. That was nasty. Yeah, you're right. That was nasty. Yeah, our famous NQ. That's the crazy cousin Eddie of trading. That thing just likes to throw Hail Marys in every direction with their hair on fire. Okay, well, I'm pretty much going to get out of here, so that we're going to chalk that up as a loss. And I'm going to get out of my NQ too because I have to leave. I've got to go down to my school. There's some issues I've got to go take care of at school. So, unfortunately, guys, I got stopped out and I got to leave. I got to take care of some stuff. So, oh man, all that time and waiting and 2 candles just wiped the floor with us. That's trading for you guys. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to say other than we can do all of our due diligence and we still get the hammer sometimes. But thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. I'm gonna call it a day for now. I got to go get some things taken care of. And you guys stay safe.